Do you want to learn how to scream like this? So this type of scream I'm using right now is called the fry scream. So now I'm going to give you 5 steps on how to do basic fry scream. First step is try to inhale as much air as you can and then try to stop the air from coming out using your throat, like this. And then release. One more. Hold it. And then release. Again, inhale. Hold it. And then release. So as you keep the air in, you should feel a slight pressure of air here on your throat. Now, do it again, but hold it for 10 seconds. Inhale. Release. Now the reason why I make you do this is because I want you to feel the air pressure here on your throat, and I want you to focus and center your energy here on your throat, because this is where you release the sound and distortion. Because some of you guys may fart while doing this. That's perfectly normal. That's why in this first step I want you to focus your energy and release here on your throat. So again, inhale, hold it in, count to 10. Release. Now once that you're comfortable with the feeling, let's proceed to step number 2. Now step number 2 is slightly the same with step number 1. It's just that here we're going to release a small amount of air and then we hold it right back in. So what we're going to do here is we're going to inhale as much air as we can, hold it for about 1 to 2 seconds, and then release a small amount of air and then close it back in like this. Again, inhale, release, and then close it right away. Again. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking as much air as I can, holding it in for 1 to 2 seconds, and I'm going to release it quickly and then close it right away. Now listen, here's the catch. You have to push the air using your diaphragm, not your throat. So believe me when I say that this is the most tricky yet vital part of learning how to do the fry scream. So the perfect example that I can think of for you to really get this step is when you go number 2 in the toilet, or shall we say when you take a shit, you are using the same body mechanics here on step number 2. The only difference is when you go to the toilet, you start your energy here on your diaphragm and then do the release on your bottom area or to your rectum. But here on fry screaming, you start your energy here on diaphragm, take as much air as you can, and then you focus your release here on your throat. By controlling your glottis or the opening and closing of your throat. Now going back to step number 2, you have to take in as much air as you can, hold it for 1 to 2 seconds, and then release a small amount of air using your diaphragm and then close it immediately using your throat. Now once that you're comfortable, let's proceed to step number 3. Now in this part, we are going to slightly modify step number 2. What we did in step number 2 is release the air quickly. Now in this part, we will slowly let the air out of our lungs using our diaphragm while controlling the opening of our throat. So this may sound tricky, but you're just going to combine step 1 and 2. So here on step number 3, you are pushing the air out of your lungs using your diaphragm, while I control the opening of my throat. Now again, I'm trying to push the air out using my diaphragm, but at the same time, I'm trying to stop it from coming out using my throat, or specifically, my glottis. Thus, the sound of distortion. Now do it over and over again until you produce this type of sound. Inhale, hold it in, and then push. That static that you just heard right now is the distortion that we need to produce that type of sound, which is the fry scream or fry distortion. For beginners, this part will give you a very itchy throat. It will be so itchy that you will cough like shit. It's perfectly normal unless you feel pain. Once you feel a very uncomfortable pain, you have to stop and rest. If you experience severe pain while doing this, it's either you're pushing yourself too hard or you're doing this the wrong way. So stop, rest for 30 minutes to 1 hour. If you can resume, please do so. But if not, rest for 2 to 3 days and then try again. So going back, pursue that type of sound, the distortion. And don't forget to record yourself. Recording your voice is very important so that you can keep in track of your progression. Now remember, this step, specifically the distortion part, will take the most of your time because here you are using a lot of parts of your body already. You're going to use your diaphragm, your throat, your vocal folds, your lungs, and your overall body so that you can bury it to your muscle memory because you have to do it over and over and over again. Now after countless hours of practicing, you finally know how to do the distortion. It's not perfect, but it's there. Now, in this final step, all you have to do is to sustain it and to practice your vowels. Sustain it. And then practice your vowels. Again, sustain. And then practice your vowels. Now do it over and over again until you're comfortable on pronouncing words, then to sentences, to paragraphs. Now in this part, I am practicing my distorted voice. Voice, 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 voice. So that's it. That's how you do the basic fry scream. There is no secret. All you have to do is to practice it over and over again. Practice step number 1 over and over again, step number 2 over and over again, so on and so forth. And then one day you'll be surprised that everything will just fall into place and will just click. So again, this is Screamer Supreme. Keep on screaming!